one of the many things we try that have been powerful are these empathy interviews, really easy to conduct, right? You can just sit down with a student and it's just a particular stance on valuing what someone is saying, right? Really hearing first without judgment or without wanting to jump in with your own thoughts. It's a very human-centered approach. You can go to the next slide. And I think what we're trying to push back on is that qualitative data, right, is just as valid as other types of data. There are multiple ways of knowing truth, right? It's not always going to be numerical. And so this listening deeply piece has actually been foundational for all of the work we've done to dismantle racism, to work together, lead together, and to work towards transformation. Next slide. We've also found that actual conversations about what does it mean to empower students or to have students be partners, what does that actually look like? This tool we've presented and we've developed called the Student Voice Continuum has been one of those favorites. You can go to the next slide. This is the first half of the tool. It really speaks on a continuum, right? So on the far left, we're really talking about students who are asked to inform processes, maybe answer a survey, right? There's consultation where we gather some input, maybe one focus group during the course of a school year. Next slide. What we want to do is actually move more towards this side of the continuum where people are involved, their voices are heard, right? You're part of the solution. Collaboration, I'd say this is probably where we are with Long Beach right now. We're in a collaborative relationship where there is some delegated power. The superintendent and her team have delegated to us the leadership of this professional learning network, right? And young people are showing that their expertise is critical. And what's hard work, but really powerful is this far end of lead together where there's actually shared ownership, right? I think Jonathan's experiment around participatory budgeting or a new model of that is a great example of what lead together can look like.
I think, Taryn outlined so many of the sort of core principles that I think feed into fostering relationships. The thing that I'll just add is that with my work, I try to focus the sort of the blame and the expectation away from the individual and towards the institution. And so, when people aren't showing up, when people aren't engaging, let's not ask why people aren't showing up to a school meeting or to a PTA meeting or to a school board meeting. Let's ask if the institutions are doing everything that they can to make those opportunities as accessible as possible. And so, what begets engagement, community engagement, real stakes and outcome. For me, it's the actual money that's being circulated that they can have a sort of a tangible control on. And two, the efficacy piece, being a part of something that actually produces a tangible change that they can see happen in their schools. There has to be sort of real stakes and sort of real consequences for their engagement.